Hello, everybody. Uh, I don't like what's going on with the tariffs. Okay. Okay. What what I think what's going on here? What I'm thinking what's going on? If you go to the States, you want to buy a chicken. Okay. Okay. A chicken is $3.50. A chicken. Okay. Then they add 50 cents tariff on that. Okay. 50 cents. So it comes up to $4 a chicken. Okay. So if I take the tariff off the chicken goes down to $3.50 per chicken. Okay. Okay. Now, the other country, they have chickens, but they have different kind of chickens. Okay. Okay. They're $3.50, and they have a 50-cent tariff. So you take that tariff, that makes the chickens $3.50. So I buy your chickens for $3.50, and you buy my chickens for $3.50. Before it used to be $4. Okay, now it's down to $3.50. But all of a sudden now, okay, the stock market. My little company is like a stock market. It has its own little stocks. Okay, now my company has to go down. Okay, so oh boy, I don't know how to explain this to you. I had everything set. So instead of buying your chickens at $4, you're buying them at $3. So I buy yours at $3.50. You buy mine at $3.50. Okay, but because I'm a bigger person, I'm a bigger company than your company's bigger. Okay, your company buys maybe for $3.50 buys maybe a million chickens a year. Okay, but you save 50 cents on every chicken. So you buy a million chickens. You buy a million chickens, and you save 50 cents on every chicken. So figure that out. Okay. Okay. So your company, it's making money, but it's losing. It's not losing, but it's making money. So your stocks, so people see that. So because your chickens are $3.50, your stock market goes down. You're not making a profit. I don't know how they do this. So you're not making a profit anymore. Okay? You used to get $4 for your chickens. Now you only get $3 a chicken. Times a million, that's a lot of time. A million chickens times 50 cents is a lot of money. Okay? That's a lot of money. But I'm smarter than you. I buy my chickens at $3.50, and I save 50 cents per chicken. But I'm smart. You buy a million of my chickens, but because I'm saving 50 cents a chicken, I don't buy a million chickens from you. I buy 10 million chickens from you. Okay? There's the difference. Do you understand? Okay? Because I bought 10 million, I bought more chickens this time than I did last time. Okay? I spent more money. So my stocks might either go up or go down because I bought more. See, I saved money. So because I saved 50 cents of chickens, I can buy more chickens. Okay? So if I buy more chickens, I can sell more chickens. Okay? I can buy them at $3.50, so I can. So maybe if I buy a chicken at $4, I used to only maybe sell, let's say, 3 million chickens a year because I'm a big company and I'm in the States. So I can sell 3 million. I sell 3 million chickens a year because the price of chicken has gone down. I don't have to buy 3 million chickens. I buy 5 million chickens because I can sell them. Okay? That's where the difference is. Because tariff goes down, because the tariff goes down, I can buy more chickens. So the stock market sees that. Now, I don't know, because your chickens are cheaper, the stock market goes down or the stock market goes up. I don't know. Okay? There's where the problem is. Okay? But the only problem is, when I used to sell my chickens at $4, now I can buy them at $3.50. Okay, do I say, okay, I'll buy my chickens at $3.50 and I'll sell them, okay, at $4.50. Do I do that or not? That's my problem, okay? That's why you have to learn the things. I know I buy them at $3 and I pay a 50-cent tariff. So you say you're paying 50 cents. So really, when I buy them at $4, okay, I used to sell them for $5, okay? Now that I save 50 cents, instead of selling them at $5, I sell them at $4.50, okay? Because I used to pay $4 a chicken. Now that I save 50 cents, I sell them at $3.50. So I'm not losing money, but I don't know how they do it. That's how things do. Because the tariff goes down, the price, you think because the tariffs go down, the prices would go down. But if the prices, okay, so if the prices go down just 50 cents to $3.50, I might keep my chickens at $5 for a while. So I'll make 50 cents more for each chicken. Because if I buy them at $3, well, I used to buy them at $4. So if I buy them at $3, I'm saving 50 cents every time I buy a chicken. Right. So I might say, okay, instead of bringing down the chickens from $5 to $4.50 because I save 50 cents, I leave them at $5. Okay. And because I might have stock, I might have maybe 3 or 4 million chickens that I still have to sell at $5. Once I sell all those chickens, and then the ones I bought at $3.50, I can put those chickens down. But it might take me a while to sell all those chickens. Do you understand? Maybe I'm not speaking right. Okay? Okay. That's just why sometimes when you go to places, they have a sale. Okay? I bought this at this price. I'm selling at this price, so I make $1 every time I sell one. Okay? Because the curfew's gone down, I can, once I'm done selling these, I can buy new ones and go again. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. This is what happens. So when you buy something at $4, and somebody says, I'll give you 50, I'll take off the tariff at 50 cents. Okay? You buy something at $4 and somebody puts the tariff down, your tariff is 50 cents instead of $4 now. Your tariff is down, you can buy that chicken at $3.50, okay? So you're going to make a profit. So if you sell them at $5, you're still going to make a profit. That's what you're doing, yes. So after a while, when you sell all your chickens, all your extra chickens, and now you're buying them at $3.50, now you can take those chickens and sell them at $4.50. But the problem is, the chickens I bought for $4, I might have maybe 1 million of them. So I have to get rid of those chickens first before I can buy the other chickens for $3.50. So I might have over 100,000 chickens I got to get rid of. Okay? Those chickens I bought at $4, I sell them at $5. Now I can buy new chickens at $3.50. So I have to get rid of those chickens. And the stock market sees that. Now the stock market either panics or doesn't. I don't know. Okay? Because now I'm paying $3.50 instead of me paying $3.50, I'm still paying $4 a little bit. I have to wait until all those chickens are sold. So the government, so people like the stock market see that. Say, gee, this guy used to buy these chickens at $4. Now he's paying $3.50. Okay? Should we panic and drop our stock? The stock is going to drop. Okay? Because you're paying less for a chicken, so you're not making a profit. But once you sell all those chickens, and then you buy the new chickens at $3.50, and you sell them at $4, you're still going to make a profit. But you have to wait a while, because you have backlog you have to sell. And it might take you a year to sell those backlogs. Backlog is when you buy, let's say you bought too much, okay? You bought too many chickens. You still got to sell them, okay? You still got to sell them. So it might take a year. And then once a year goes by, then you can sell, okay, now, instead of paying you $4 a chicken, I can pay you $3.50 a chicken. And then I can take that chicken for $3.50 and put it and give the consumer 50 cents. I can give this chicken, instead of for $5, I can sell it for $4.50. But first I gotta sell my extra chickens. Well, how many extra chickens do you have left over that you have to sell for $5? I got maybe a year. I got maybe a couple million chickens here I gotta sell. Or I promised this guy I would buy another million chickens at $4. Okay, when you stop? So you have to honor this guy. You have to honor your contract that I still have to buy these chickens for $4. So how long? So I can sell them at $5. So how long is it going to be before you can sell all these chickens and buy these chickens at $3.50? I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take me to take all these chickens I still have a contract. I have to buy it for. If I didn't have my contract, I could buy these chickens at $3.50. So I go to the guy and say, listen, I have a contract with you to buy your chickens at $4 a chicken, right? And I made a contract that I would still buy your chickens at $4. Can you make me a deal? Can you dishonor? Can we tear that contract out? Let me buy your chickens at $3.50. Now he might say, no, you have to honor your contract. So that means I still got to sell my chickens at $5. Or he might say, okay, let's tear up this contract. You don't have to buy your chickens at $4 anymore. You can, because the 50-cent tariff went down, you can buy these chickens at $3.50. Okay? You're saying, how do I know this? Because I see this. I work in this industry. I see it. I see someday the price of chicken goes up. 1 month, how about this? You need chickens. Okay? All around summer here, you need chickens. And the most chickens that are sold in a month are a million chickens. Million chickens are sold every month to all the restaurants. A million. Okay? 1 month, they cannot sell a million chickens. Okay? They can only, somehow, they can't sell a million. Somehow it's a bad month. So they can only sell maybe 800,000 chickens. So you're $200,000 chickens short. So what happens? Because you're 200,000 chickens short, there's a bidding going on. Hey, you want to get ahead of the line? Give me more for my chickens. So everybody panics. Oh, I need my chickens. I need my chickens for my restaurant. Oh, I only have 800,000 chickens to sell this month. What are you going to do? If I want chickens to satisfy my customer, I guess I have no choice but to pay more. Right. Then everybody's fighting for those chickens. Then there's a bidding war going on, so the prices go up. I got to get chickens for my customers. Okay, so you do it. You have no choice. You have to compete. So then, we all compete for 800,000 chickens when we're 200,000 chickens short. So they compete. Okay, so the price of chicken goes up. Okay, then let's see the next month. There's not a million chickens for sale. There's a million and 100,000 chickens. So next month there's 1,100,000 chickens more. So now there's more chickens. Okay. Now we can say, We can bargain for a lower price now. Okay? And that's what happens. When there's less of demand, the prices go up. That's why they say to you, when there's less of the demand, the prices go up. When there's more chickens than and if there's a demand, then the prices go down. Okay? It's everything. That's why they talk about if there's a bad crop. Okay? If there's a bad crop, prices go up. Okay? If there's a bad crop, prices go up. If there's a good crop, prices go down. Some farmers are praying for a bad crop. Oh, I hope the snow comes here, wipes out half my crop so my prices can go up. Okay? Sometimes there's so much demand, there's so much for like I'll give you an example, like the milk. There's so much milk being made that they have to flush it down the toilet. If you don't believe it, look it up. Well, why is the price of milk so expensive? Because the government's forcing them to put the price up. Cheese. There's so much milk and so much they can make. If the government said you cannot throw that milk down the toilet, you have to sell it or do something with it. There'd be more cheese, and the price of cheese. They force them. Okay, you cannot throw that milk down the drain. You either have to sell the milk or do something with it, like make yoga, make cheese with it. But if we make more cheese, then if we sell 1 million cheese a year, and we make more cheese than we sell, the price of cheese is going to go down. Then you're screwed. So you say, no, don't. We sell 2 million slices of cheese a year. Don't make any more cheese. Then maybe make a little bit more. Because if you make too much cheese, the price of cheese will go down. You don't want that. You want the same price. So if you need 2 million pieces, so if you have to sell 2 million pieces of cheese to keep the price up, you do it. Sometimes you might say, we sell 2 million pieces of cheese a year. Let's put it down a little bit, so the price of cheese can go up. Oh, look at those people in the States or in Canada, whatever, were putting the price of bread up. That's what they did. They didn't make more bread; they make less bread, so they can put the prices up. They have probably bread sitting there rotting. I'd rather lose that bread, let the price of bread go up. I'd rather let that bread rot than put the prices down. Okay? You understand? Maybe I'm bad. Maybe I'm not explaining it right, but that's the way I see it. Okay? Bye-bye.